Saskia runs what we affectionately call the Call Rail Army. But the Call Rail Army's charter is to listen to the marketing calls that come into the practice and disposition them. So is it a new patient? Is it a viable new patient? Did they convert? Do they have financial conversations, different dispositions? And that allows us two things. Number one, on the marketing side, it allows us to adjust our marketing to make sure we're driving viable new patient calls. But we also get a ton of insight into the front desk and how they're answering calls. So Saskia, thanks for jumping on today.
Thanks for having me, Eric.
Yeah, you bet. So the biggest question that I think I have is, as you listen from office to office, and again, I think we're north of 80,000 calls listened to, which is a massive number across your team. What are some of the common things you hear in a good call? What are some of the common things you hear in a bad call as it relates to how the front desk handles the insurance question?
So firstly, you obviously have a practice that is in network with insurances versus out of network. And for a practice that is in network, it's pretty straightforward and easy to go through the step-by-step questions in terms of insurance. But for a practice that is out of network, we need the front desk staff to be convincing, and we need them to really sell the practice in terms of what more do they offer, what differentiates them from a practice that is in network with insurance. In terms of treatment, it could be a smile protection plan or a discount savings plan. It could be something that could be applied to the whole family, and this is what differentiates their practice versus another practice.
Yeah, the in-house programs have grown in popularity over the last few years, and they really become a viable option. I find that the front desk ladies typically don't have a membership plan to the office.
Some of them don't even know what specials or membership plans are on their websites. And, they need to know the details behind this. They need to go in and sell it. A lot of the time for practices that cater for a whole family, these discount saving plans are amazing. And when they are brought up, patients are immediately sold and they schedule right then and there.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah. I think especially when you say, if you're paying $8 or $13 a paycheck into dental insurance, which is not really insurance, it's more of a supplemental thing. But I do think they provide a really viable option for cost savings. And we've seen in the back-end data around people that have plans tend to accept treatment higher. They tend to make their appointments. They cancel fewer times. Like a person on a in-house savings plan or an in-house dental plan is significantly more economically viable to the practice than someone who's not. And
they're committed. They're going to go there.
They're committed.
They're going to visit the practice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But I think that ability to sell is probably, for me, the biggest differentiator between as the practice transitions, because almost all of our offices right now are trying to get out of insurance to some scope. And I think the ability to transition the front desk from order takers, because insurance is by far probably the biggest thing you hear of the impediment to schedule, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's the receptionists take the most time that they have on their schedule to verify insurance.
Mm-hmm. And I think as we move from insurance driven to fee for service, I think that the culture of that front desk needs to change and be significantly more sales focused and curious and engaging, because and again, I don't know, 80,000 calls or so far. Most of the time when a patient or a prospective patient is asking, do you take my insurance? What is the typical answer a practice gives if they don't?
Sorry, your insurance is out of network and you'll have to pay out of network fees. And
that's such a bad answer.
The caller is thank you and puts down the phone. And the conversation ends. It can be even a few seconds, 50 seconds long. Mm-hmm. There's no, but we don't accept your insurance. However, we have a membership plan that you'll actually save longer in the long term.
Now, guess the percentage of when they get asked the insurance question, how often that happens?
In terms of the conversation being shut down?
Mm-hmm. No, in terms of the front, out of, what percentage of insurance calls do you feel like the front desk handles well with trying to sell it versus just say, no, we don't take your insurance?